Hello, so for this lesson today we are going to work on adding a two-digit number with a multiple of 10. So before we begin, I want to show you how you'll be able to do this at home and do it by yourself so you don't have to rely on me to give you the problems or the equations all the time. So I'm going to show you something that I'm going to use. You can use either a die. If you have cards at home, use the numbers 2 through 9. Or you could just make cards, just cut pieces of paper out and put a number, and I just did 1 through 6. So, I'm going to show you how you'll be able to do this by yourself. So I'm just going to use a die for my first problem. So I'm going to roll it to help me figure out what number I'm going to use. So I'm going to have a 6. I'm going to make a two-digit number, so that's my 6 in the 10 spot. And then I'm going to have a 5 in the 1 spot. So I rolled the number 65. Then I'm going to add it to a multiple of 10. So I'm going to roll my die again. And I got a 4. So I'm going to do 65, and I'm going to count by 10. So I go 10, 20, 30, 40. 65 plus 40. And that's what we're going to figure out today. So first, let me solve this problem. And I'm going to show you two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the way that you kind of expand it. And then I'm going to show you another way that you can do it. So I'm also showing you with like little longs and cubes today as well. So with our number 65, we had worked on breaking up some teen numbers on our math review wall before. So we're kind of going to do the same thing. We're going to break into a group of 10, the tens, and then what's left over 1. So let's start with 65. And I see that there's 6 tens in 65, and 6 tens is the same as 60, plus we're going to bring those ones down. This is very similar to that whole number part. Then we're going to bring everything else down that we didn't break apart. So we're going to bring this plus sign down, and we're going to bring this 40 down. Now what we have to notice is we have 2 tens and we have a 1. So we're actually going to put the tens together. So I'm going to pull the tens out. 60 plus 40 equals. So I cross them out so I know that I use them. And then I can grab 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have my 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then I'm going to add 4 more tens for the 40. So 10, 20, 30, 40. And I'm going to combine those because we're adding. And then I can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So when I added 60 plus 40, I got 100. So I'm going to move those to the side. Then I'm going to bring my 100 over, and I'm going to add my ones left over. So I'm going to bring those 5 down. Then I'm going to do 100 plus 5, and I get 105. And I cross off the 5 because I used that, so I know that I used all my pieces. And now 65 plus 40 is 105. Alright, so now we're going to move on to another problem, and I'm going to use the cards this time so you can see if you don't have a die. So with this one, I'm going to get my cards, and I'm just going to pick 2 out, and I picked 45. So I'm going to write that number, 45. And then I'm going to pick one more card, and that's going to be my multiple of 10. And I'm going to pick the 3, so I count by tens, 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to do 45 plus 30. So remember, I'm going to break up my 45 into tens and ones. And I should get 40 plus 5. Then I have to bring everything else down. Plus 30. And then I need to add my tens together. So I'm pulling out my tens, 40, Xing out as I go so I remember, plus 30. And if I need to, I can make some lines if I don't have longs. So 4 tens, plus 3 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Then I bring my 70 down. And I can't forget about my ones, my 5 ones, Xing that out. 70 plus 5, this kind of looks similar to our expanded form. 70 plus 5 equals 75. Now that's one way to do the problem. It takes a little bit longer, but you do get to see how you're adding the tens together. Now another way I'm going to put right on the side here. You can do it where you line them up and down. So I always tell my students I put like a T for tens and an O for ones, because we can only add the ones together and the tens together. So what is 5 plus 0? 5. And you could put a line down the middle too if that helps it keep it organized. And then what's 4 plus 3? So what's 4 tens plus 3 more tens? 7. So we got 75 in both ways. So come back to this video if you need a little more help just breaking down your tens and ones and then adding a group of tens together. Alright, I hope this was helpful. I will show other videos of how to do double digit adding as well with a little more difficulty to it. Alright, thank you.